Chat, 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 1, 2, 1, 2.
Good evening, Greenhorns, and welcome to the Road to Wrestling School, the HOV to the HOP. HOP standing for the Superior Pro Wrestling Training Center in beautiful downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm Hamish Stewart, and this is a very special edition of the Road to Wrestling School because we're going into the segment we call Hamish's Hard Knocks, or Hard Knock Hamish, or whatever Grizz came up with. He's better at that than I am. I'm riding in the car singly. Normally, our podcast is a ride to the Neil Superior Professional Wrestling Training Center, and you listen in on the conversation. This will be a monologue, and we'll see how long I can keep this going. Last time I rambled a bit. Our good friend and uber awesome wrestler, Robbie Page, should have called in and gave me the wrap-up go-home sign a little early on the last podcast, but so hopefully I'll try to keep this a little more focused and a little bit more wrestling-centered, instead of jumping all over the place. So, first and foremost, I have to kick this podcast off with you are now listening to one half of the House of Pain Tag Team Champions. That's right, Greenhorns. The Grimy Scots walked away with the titles on last Saturday. It was a shock to us. We went in there and we gave it our best. We heard the lineup, heard the card, heard how it was going to roll out, and so I kind of fanboyed a little bit when I heard that. Hey, you know what? You guys are gonna take the straps. Hooray! So much so that I went, really? And Robbie Page's tag team partner, Chris Klein, who is fucking hysterical, by the way. The more and more I hang out with the guy, the more and more I really like him a whole lot. And I think it's coming off to him looking a little weird, because I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Oh, man, you're real funny. It comes off kind of insincere. I have a real insincere tone to me when I'm being straight dead honest. Everything I say is totally honest, for 99.9% of the time, but it comes out really insincere. I've had this told to me my entire life by many different people on different levels. Like, hey, when you say something, it sounds insincere and phony. Like, stop saying it. I'm like, but how do I stop saying it? I really like that, and when I say that, people go, oh, God. But anyway, so I go, oh, whoa, really? And then he whispers to me in this tone, God, kid, act like you've been here before. I've been laughing about that all week long to myself, and it's been just hysterical. So yeah, we will be starting our reign of terror, the Grimy Scots, and damn he who tries to strip these belts from our waists, because I'm, just like every match, giving it 110%, and damned be he that steps into the ring with the one-man Scottish bar fight, Hamish Stewart, because if I can't get you and Grizz can't get you, Miss Elizabeth, my little billy club, will, and that's the bottom line, because Hamish said so. Regardless of that, it was a very good night of independent professional wrestling at the House of Pain in our open training session, which was truly a very good opportunity for people to see really good wrestling, to see really good workers, and see some of the talent develop there. There were a lot of elite guys there as well, and they were lighting it up as well. Really good atmosphere, really good show. What I'd like to talk about tonight is, I don't want to focus too much on fitness. I did that the last time, and it's just boring to several people. But what I want to focus on tonight is the idea of toughening up. So that kind of goes hand in hand with fitness, but this is one of the things that you just need to do when you join a wrestling school or wrestling program or any physical program of any nature. You need to toughen up everywhere. Every angle, every atmosphere, every bit of you has got to get tougher. You're going to run into in this business and in the training sessions and everywhere you go in every school, there are going to be guys that they're just tough. This industry breeds tough people, tough mentally and tough physically. They talk in Japan about strong style. We've talked on the podcast about working snug and not stiff, and sometimes people work stiff. But you got to be able to take that. You got to be able to get in the ring and dish it out and give it and get it as well. You can't go in the back and you can't say, "Oh, somebody's trying to take advantage of me. Somebody's trying to do that," when they're just acting snug and they're just working snug. So toughen up. Take extra bumps. Do extra cardio. Blow yourself up. For God's sakes, blow yourself up on your own time. HIIT training, high-intensity interval training, is something that you can do that is extremely beneficial to the wrestling, lends itself to the wrestling profession. HIIT training is just like it sounds. You do intervals, which is several small sets of things in rapid pace, as high intensity as you can do for a limited amount of time. Normally it's 8 cycles or 10 cycles of something where you do some exercise, burpees, flutter kicks, mountain climbers, whatever. Do those for between 20 and 45 seconds as intense as you can. You take 15 to 20 seconds off, and then boom, you jump right back into it for another set, and you do 3 sets of them, and you run through it. That'll blow you up. You'll be blown up. But it's better to be blown up in your gym, better to be blown up in your basement, better to be blown up in front of your television doing this high-intensity interval training than in the ring when you're waiting for spot number 2 to show up, or when you're going through the next bit of what the match is going to be. You don't want to be blown up in that ring, because when you get blown up, you lose all semblance of mental acuity. You lose the ability to think crisply. You lose the ability to move crisply. Everything starts to get fuzzy. You don't want to do that. You want to do your 10 moves, your 5 moves, your whatever moves crisp, and you want to do them looking good, and you want to lay them in snug. And you don't want to lose that. And as soon as you start losing your wind, as soon as you start sucking wind, you start to second guess and start to think, oh my God, I can't keep up. Well, God, what's the next thing? And then your mind is out of the match. Your mind is out of having fun. Your mind is out of giving the crowd what they came for. So do yourself a favor in your character and in your gimmick on what you are. Make sure you're at the top of your physical game in terms of that blow up training, because you definitely don't want to be sucking wind when you're supposed to be bumping and feeding. That's something you can't do. So toughen up. Remember, ain't nobody gonna move your feet and walk it for you. You got to do it yourself. If you don't get up and you don't do it, and you don't fill yourself with the energy to do it, nobody's going to do it for you. And you know what? You're always going to be getting what you always got. So move your damn feet. Move your damn self and do something for your damn self, and get up and do it. It doesn't take much. That HIIT training, you can do it all calisthenically. But make sure you've got that ability in there, because, if you meet up with somebody on the road or whatever, even in training, you're potentially putting your life in somebody's hands. Every time you jump in that ring, somebody's doing a move, you're doing something, anything could be going on, And all it takes is one slip up and being blown up. That is a big thing that can really diminish your performance. So toughen up. Toughen yourself up physically, and then when you toughen yourself up, remember the mental aspect is the next thing to toughen up. People ain't gonna be nice. This is the real world. This isn't Candyland. This isn't your your kindergarten. They ain't holding your hand. You're paying for training. You're gonna get out what you put in. But with that being said, it's not like you're going to walk into a place and it's going to be, kumbaya. Oh, that's all right. Well, that dropped toe. I'll do it again. Oh, we'll try it again. Oh, okay. No. After about the 10th time you can't get a drop toe hold, you're going to get, as it should be, somebody's going to go, hey, man, just get out of the ring. Hey, we'll do it again. We'll try it again another time. Don't get flustered. Don't let yourself get pulled out of the game. Don't let yourself lose the learning. Sit on the outside of the ring and watch. Emulate what the people are doing. Watch what the vets are doing. Watch what the other trainees are doing. If you don't know what they're doing, work it. Pull another trainee aside outside if you have them, or if you got a vet that's there that's willing to do it, and just have them walk through it with you, and do it until it becomes second nature. Because there's going to be times when somebody calls a move, you're just going to need to snap into it. You're going to need to do it. And you can't be thinking about, which is the left foot or is it the right? How do I turn? Oh, well, no. You got to be on it. That's what being a pro is. You got to take it seriously. And in taking it seriously, you toughen up that mental ability by writing things down. You write down some of the stuff that you learned. Write down your moveset. Write down some of the other stuff that you've gone through to keep it fresh in your mind. Review that too. Don't just, I wrote it down. No. Pick it up and review it too. You don't want to just have something written down. Everybody's got, a ton of stuff written down that they've never acted on. You've got to act on it. Get yourself in the game. It doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior like Grizz and I. I don't think it's any secret that we probably won't be hitting the road every single weekend, or even a weekend a month. We're very content being the reigning champions at the House of Pain. We're very content working that territory being our home gym. But, would we like to work in other places? Sure. Would we like to do more high-profile stuff? Would we like to work with rosters that are going to push us? Sure. But that I don't know if that's, who knows if that's in the cards. Grizz is family. I have a family. We're older gentlemen. We're not guys who just jump right in the car. Do we wish we could? Sure we do. We wish we could. But we also live in the real world, and being mentally tough on our end, we know that sometimes we're just not going to be able to do things, and it's going to hurt us. And we understand that, and we're okay with that. The mental toughness on our end goes into that. Oh, little side note here. Back to the show, or back to the training session that we had. We received our House of Pain certificates. We are certified professional wrestlers, and we walked out with the belts. So, double whammy on that night. It was, really a very special evening for both of us, and for me especially. I will be eternally grateful for all the training and everything that went on at the House of Pain. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I continue to go there and continue to improve who I am and what I can do, so I can push those gimmicks, baby. Sell them t-shirts, which I brought 10 of them, which I proudly made at my own house for about $6 a pop, with all the stuff that I bought into them, the shirts and the iron-on appliques, and we sold a resounding 0. So I don't think it's really the place to just to push the gimmick. we brought it, but that's still something that we're kind of fresh and new at. We received some very good feedback in terms of keeping the heat that we generate. Grizz and I both have an acting background, so the performance nature of it, the interaction with the audience and the interaction with the other wrestlers, comes a bit easier to us. The moves are just difficult for everything, so everybody's got their high points and low points. But trying to keep that heat moving on when we get out of the ring, when we get out of the arena, when we get into the arena, it's an all-encompassing show, and something that we touched on last week, but I think bears repeating. When somebody buys a ticket to a professional wrestling show, it's especially the indie shows. They want that atmosphere. That's what they want. And having a heel walk in the arena as a heel, or having a face walk in as a face, that builds that credibility. That builds that world before they get in there. Everybody wants to suspend their disbelief when they get into the arena and watch the performances. They want to. And it's your job to continue to give it to them as best you can. And if you're with a group of guys and gals that do that inside the ring, outside the ring, hold on to that and stay in there. That's the sweet spot. And hopefully that promotion is run and managed properly so that more fans come in and you can push more merch and sell more seats and get more eyeballs on your product and get more eyeballs on you. That's a really big aspect of it, is to get that fan recognition, get those people in on it, hook them, and get them to either love you, get them to hate you. Don't get them to be in between. You don't want any of that. If you're in between, you ain't doing your job right. So I'm going to jump back to my original thing of toughness here and talk about some of the other aspects of toughness that comes out in growing these calluses of what you need to do. Taking the bumps, you got to take them. You got to learn them all, and you got to learn them the best you can. Not the best you can, you got to do them perfect. You can't half-ass them. If you half-ass the bumps, or you twist when you're falling, or somebody gives you a body slam and you twist to your side and land on your hip, or any of that kind of bullshit, you're going to shorten your run, and it's going to hurt you. You're going to hurt yourself one day, really bad. You gotta take them right, and you want to take them right by taking them from mid back to the upper back. Flat back it, but if you can land on those shoulder blades areas, build that big shoulder muscles up, those lats, those back muscles as well. Those do the flies so you can get your lats stronger. That's where you want to land. You'll feel the least residual pain if you learn to land on that consistently. Now your body doesn't want to do it, but remember, you mind over matter. Toughen yourself up and do it, and then do it a million more times until you're perfect at it, because that's number one in terms of, hey, look, you're going to take this move, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. That's the only way that you're going to get good at it, is just to keep doing it. Keep going in there and doing it and toughening up. And I'm telling you, you might not want to get in there and take 10 clotheslines, but if you take that bump properly, that clothesline feels a lot better. It's gonna help you out. Same thing with any of the flip bumps. Flip it, land it right, get those feet flat, don't heel down, boom. And slap those hands in the mat when you hit, or however you break that fall, whatever you want to do. If you're a chest grabber, or if you're if you break your fall by slapping the mat with the two hands, kind of like a judo fall, get that in there and do it. But get those feet down, boom. Get that back down, do it right. Don't land on that tailbone. Don't do any of that. You'll be hurting yourself for the rest of the week or whenever. You don't need any of that. Grow those calluses and do it. Do what you need to do. Mental toughness, physical toughness, and emotional toughness. Just face it, you're not going to be good at this when you start. If you are, you're amazing. Send me your email so I can get your signed 8x10 glossy headshot and I can hang it on my wall. But it's going to be tough. You peel back through podcasts and hear me whine and complain about how I thought I sucked, and I did suck. I've gotten better, and a lot of it is fake it till you make it. Perception is reality. If you can, that aura, that perception of, you know what, I'm not bad, I'm not horrible, I'm all right, and then take it to the next level. All right, well, now I'm not just all right, I'm kind of getting good. Oh, okay, now I'm not getting good, now I'm getting great. Oh, now I'm great. Now I ain't anywhere near that, and I don't think it's healthy to even think that, well, I'm the greatest or I'm great, unless you're The Rock and you can back it up with sweet mic skills and you got your 5 moves of death and you got your gimmick all straightened out and you're at the top of the game. Sure, you call yourself the greatest of all time. But until then, you keep pounding the pavement and making it work for you. You keep working. You keep working hard. This is a job. It's a job. These things used to be jobs for people. Now, a lot of time, it's entertainment for folks, or a side thing, or like Grizz and I would kind of plug back in too late where we couldn't make a strong run at it. But these are jobs, and a lot of the old timers view it as a job, as something that you almost like you punched into, you punched out of. You respected the work, and you respected the other workers with you. And if you didn't do it, then, if you didn't have that love, that respect for it, hey, buddy, you ain't getting any help. We ain't gonna help you at all. So, treat it as such, but also develop that emotional toughness, because you're going to suck, or you're going to get a fan that you're having a bad night and they're going to ride you and they're going to get under your skin. Don't let them get under your skin. You're playing them. You conduct them. Don't let them get under your skin. Use it for them. Also, don't let other people or other wrestlers get under your skin. Be a pro. Okay, well what? The vet that I matched up with tonight, he gave me, we worked through, I only got 1 or 2 things in. Oh, that sucks. I really do 5 or 6 things really great. You know what? You stow that thing in a locker and you leave it there. Don't bring it with you. Don't nobody care about that. Was the match good? Yeah, all right, great. Was the story good? Was the story compelling? Yeah, it was all right, great. Well, then you were a part of a great match, or you're a part of a good match that built into an even better match later. And damn it, just toughen up. Don't build any grudges. It doesn't help you at all. It doesn't help at all. A lot of people get into this business young, and it's a young person's game. It's got to be, because of the way that the physicality of it. And it's hard as a young person to quiet that emotion inside of them, to think logically or think long term. Due to modern medicine and the way that the business has gone out and the way that the business is stretched out, you could potentially work into your 50s if you wanted to. You could pro wrestle into your 50s if you wanted to, depending on how good you are and how safe you are, or what you do, or however you do it, how resilient your body is. You could. And if you want to go that deep, or if you want to go that far, or you want to get far enough, you're going to be running into some of the same people. You're going to be doing some of the same stuff. And if you act childish, then nobody's going to want to work with you. And it's tough. I was in my 20s at one point as well. And you're raging, your body's pumping you full of testosterone, pumping you full of all sorts of stuff. you're ready to go. You're a racehorse. You're a stallion. Start thinking long term. Start really trying to slow your brain down in terms of that. Slow that flash to bang ratio of, man, that person really pissed me off, or man, that really sucks. I'm going to show them, or I'll do this and that. Oh, they can't do that to me. Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. As I like to tell people, who are you? What are you? You the Maharaja of India? Right, you're King of England, Queen of England? No. You're, just like me. You're Joe Shit the Rag Man. You're that one day. You're great the next day. You're back into someplace proving yourself again. You know what? Everybody's got to prove themselves. You always got to walk in on the bottom and fight your way up. Everybody's got to do it. And look, there are people at the top that know that people coming in hungry could potentially mean their spot at the top, and they've got to fight harder. So, don't take it as an offense that they got to, they're trying to preserve their spot too. Any potential trainee that walks in to a place, or any potential new guy that walks into a league or a federation or an indie league, could potentially be the next guy that takes over, or gal that takes over the top spot. And those guys on the top spot, they don't want to give them away. They're not trying to give these things to people, so they're going to fight just as hard. So toughen yourself up. You're going to run into adversity. It's how you tackle it and how you overcome it. You're going to injure yourself. It's how you overcome it and how you tackle it, how you get back up from that. You're going to take a stiff shot in the ring. You're going to get clubbed across the face one time. It's how you get up and how you recover from that makes you a pro. So that's Hamish's Hard Knocks for this week. I'm driving into beautiful downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm going to pause.
And now, the road to wrestling school.
No, you know what? I'm not pausing for nobody. We ain't got no sponsors. I'm going to try to find a sponsor just to buy my protein powder, because Jesus Christ, it's getting expensive for me. It's so hard to keep protein powder on my shelves. But don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes or SoundCloud. You can find us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/Road to Wrestling School /hubcaps.new website.thisisroadwrestlingmania.com. Wow, Road Wrestling Mania again. I did it again. Damn it. God, this is why my mic skills blow. I'll be working on those promos. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep the faith, and we'll see you down the road and in the ring. Best ending. That ending sounds good. I like that.